we have everybody's mics turned off except for Theresa and I. So you can send a question via chat. Okay, can everybody see that now?
You got it.
Okay. Welcome to our plant clinic today. This is who I am and who I work for. And since I have you and Bill left you, he has an important meeting with UF that he has to attend starting right now at 10 o'clock and going through most of the day. So he kind of tricked both Theresa and I, asking us to be co-hosts, and then 5 minutes ago told us, oh, I gotta go, bye. So anyway, here we are. So since I have you, in case you don't know, I'm going to let you know about the 9 principles of Florida-friendly landscaping. And they are right here. All 9 principles, something you can study during our current time of quarantines or social distancing. First one's right plant, right place. Second one's water efficiently. Third one is fertilize appropriately. Fourth one is mulch. Let me let Linda in. Okay.
I can admit them from here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Theresa will do all that kind of. Okay, we have Susan wanting to come in too, Theresa. Number 5 is attract wildlife. 6 is manage yard pests responsibly. I kind of had a class on that yesterday. 7 is recycle. 8 is reduce stormwater runoff, and 9 is protect the waterfront. For those of you just coming in, Dr. Bill has abandoned us. I hate to tell you that. No, he had a meeting that he had to attend. So he asked Theresa and I to kind of cover today's virtual plant clinic. And that's what we're doing. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some things, and Theresa's here to help me and admit you. We have Jen trying to be admitted. Do you see that, Theresa?
Not yet. I'm waiting on
here. I'll let her in. Since I see her, I'll let her in. There we go. Okay. Hi, Jen. Thanks for joining us. Again, I'm Lily Browning. I'm the Florida Friendly Landscaping Program Coordinator. And Theresa is here from Extension 2 to help me out, give me a hand, help me with logistics. If you have a question, please go ahead and send it via chat. And if we don't know the answers to it, if I don't know the answer, Theresa is going to look it up. And if we really don't know, then we'll have you message Theresa and we will get back to you with the answer to that. All right, let's see if I can move my PowerPoint. Okay, I have here, are you ready to learn? Because we have so many learning opportunities coming up. We can keep you busy. You won't get bored because we're going to keep you busy learning. I don't know if you can even attempt to attend all these classes that we have combined together and that are coming up. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Jim Davis, the County Extension Director, is going to give a class on the amazing gopher tortoise, also on Zoom, like this. So you would go to County Extension's Facebook page, which obviously you've already been there since you figured out how to get onto Zoom, and look for that link. And that's at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Learn about the amazing gopher tortoise. The next Tuesday, plant diseases in the landscape, that at 10 o'clock. That will also be a Zoom class. I think that's Dr. Lester, isn't it, Theresa?
Yes.
Yes. Then on Wednesday, I will have a Facebook Live class, live from my living room. So if you go to Facebook, facebook.com/ what is my, Hernando FFL program. That is my Facebook page. You can, most of mine I'm holding on Facebook Live. So all you got to do is be on my Facebook page at 10 o'clock next Wednesday, and you'll be able to watch Earth Day in the time of social distancing, because Wednesday's Earth Day. So exactly what that's going to be about, I don't know yet. So we'll find out together how we're going to handle that. But I'm thinking, you know, in this time when we've slowed down, we're not running around trying to do everything, that it's a time we can also concentrate and spend more time getting to know the earth a little better. So that's kind of what we're going to cover there. Oh no, don't let bath hour in. Hello, I guess we'll let bath hour in. Good morning, Sue and Bernie, whoever you are. I'm filling in for Bill today. We're talking about all the upcoming opportunities to learn. Also next week, Friday, Jim Davis, a Zoom class at 1 o'clock. We're talking about the American alligator. And then the following Monday, Brittany Hall-Scharf, she is the Marine agent. She's offering a series called Bite-Sized Science. Theresa, do you know, is that kid-centered or is that for everybody?
I think it's kid-centered, but I think everybody can enjoy it. So.
Okay, it's kid-centered, but everybody
We'll
can
learn
enjoy
something.
it. All about sea turtles, that's on Zoom, but she would appreciate that if you went to Extension's Facebook page and went to go to events and get a ticket for that one, because she kind of has controlled classes for that, but that sounds very interesting. And that's a continuing series. It's going to be going on for a while and have different subjects. And I assume in a short amount of time, since it's called the Bite-Sized Science, but it sounds very interesting. 28th, we have Caring for Your Vegetables. That's Dr. Lester. The next one, right after that, so you can take one class after the other on the 28th. 10 a.m. Hear About Vegetables, 11 a.m. Keeping Mosquitoes Off of You and Out of Your Home. That's going to be by Jim Davis. And on the 29th, I'm going to be Facebook Live again, live from my living room, talking about sensory and therapy gardens. Kind of a different subject, but very timely, because maybe by the end of April, we'll all be going a little bit crazy. So we will need ways to, you know, get out in the yard and have kind of create an atmosphere for all of our senses out there in the yard, and also talk about different therapies and how that works for different groups of people. And, oh, let's see, it's not letting me move. Here we go. Look, it continued all through May. And I don't even have all of May's classes on here. I skipped a few of them. So what you can do is go to University of Florida, Hernando County Extension's Facebook page and look in their events and find all of these classes. Hi, Ashley. Thank you for joining us. Also, you can go to my Facebook page and find out about the classes. Some of them, there's some overlap. I'm a co-host with him, so you can find them in both places. But I'm not a co-host on Jim Davis's classes or anything, so you need to kind of go back and forth. But the main point is we can keep you busy. You'll feel like you're in college or something, because you're going to be running from one class to the other. So that's the exciting things we have coming up in April and May. Now, for me personally, if something happens and they say, you got to get back, you got to leave your house and get back to work, giving classes in public, I don't really expect that before June, but you know, who knows? We don't know. But what I will do is I'm going to continue my Facebook Live classes, even if they are also in-person classes. I will run the Facebook Live. That way, it'll give the opportunity for people to come physically to a class and for people to come virtually at the same time, or you can watch it later. That's the great thing about Zoom and Facebook Live classes. If you don't catch it exactly when it happens, you can watch it later. All righty. Okay, I'm going to talk about some timely topics. What we have also, you know, that might be on your mind during our virtual plant clinic. I'm really glad Bernie came by, because this is normally his day and time to be hosting the real live plant clinic. And I'm sure he misses coming in, and Theresa misses seeing him, don't you, Theresa?
Yes, I do.
Yes. This, I'm sure everybody knows what this is unless you're brand new here, and someone's probably warned you of it. These are coming. These are called love bugs because of, obvious reasons. They are usually found in pairs like this. They live in the ground most of the time, but in May and September, they come out to mate, and they, literally get hooked up, and that's how they fly around. They're not really considered a pest because they don't cause severe economic problems, and they're not a public health risk in any way at all. They are a nuisance, I know that, and I know you. I put them up now on April 16th because it's been so hot. I'm expecting them to come a little sooner than May. I wouldn't be surprised. They love like light colored buildings. So if you happen to have a cream or tan colored house or workplace and you're walking outside, it seems like there's a whole bunch of them congregated there. And they love your cars. I know that's your main beef with them because they splatter themselves all over your cars. What happens is what they're normally attracted to is like decaying vegetation that puts off an odor that the exhaust from your car smells like that same odor. So they're not suicidal, they're just confused. And unfortunately, that attracts them to your cars as you're going down the road, and they end up splattered all over. And the acids from their bodies can possibly cause damage to the paint on your car. That's their main complaint about them. So the only thing I can tell you is get them off as soon as possible. Some people add different waxes to the front of their car so that they slide off easier during this time. Well, I guess the good news is we're not driving as much, so it won't be as much of a problem. Although the only thing, see if Theresa can answer this. I'm going to give you a pop quiz, Theresa. Did you invent love bugs?
Oh, no, definitely not. When I hear that, it cracks me up. But no, we did not invent love bugs.
Well, did you release them for mosquito control? There's the other little more reasonable theory.
No, we did not do that either. Yeah, that's a myth.
It's an urban legend.
Yeah.
That is true. They came up kind of naturally from Mexico through Texas into Florida. They were here since the 40s, really. And in my class I taught yesterday, just anecdotally, because I've lived here since 1978, I can tell you it was a lot worse then. In the late 70s and early 80s, you could not drive to Tampa without stopping 2 or 3 times to wash your windshields because you couldn't see at all. So it hasn't been that bad in recent years. Still annoying, but not that bad. And my own very non-scientific theory is because there's just less open land and less ground for them to be living in and mate and come up. That's, development is what I think is the reason for that. Let's see what else we have going on. Oh, since I'm with water conservation, I want to talk about the rain we had yesterday. Did everybody have rain? Theresa, did you get some rain? Yeah, yes. Well, you live kind of where I do. So,
yeah, it was beautiful rain. It was lovely.
Yes, and it continued through this morning. And it's only 60 some degrees, and I have my back door open. And it's lovely out there, and lots of nice little spring flowers popped up too because of the rain. So, do you know how hard it is for someone in water conservation to work at home and their neighbors are just running their irrigation like crazy? I believe they're probably within the rules because they put in little spots of new sod, so they're watering those in with targeted little sprinkler systems. But anyway, I got probably 2 inches between last night and this morning. So what I want to point out to you is if you got a good amount of rain yesterday, All right, we're gonna let someone else in here. Oh, I missed them. Did you see them, Teresa?
I got them.
Okay, thank you. Welcome. We got a good amount of rain last night. So even if you have really picky Floritan St. Augustine lawn, it only needs half an inch to 3/4 of an inch per watering event. So even though it's been really dry, nature gave you the water that you need for this week, I would think. So I would say go turn, if your day is today or tomorrow, go turn it off because you got enough for now. And just in case you're unaware of your watering days, here they are for you. And this is not a temporary thing. This is how it is in Hernando County. Theresa, do you have a well?
Yes, we do.
You have a well, so you don't need to pay attention to these watering rules, do you?
Of course we do.
Of course, thank you. She gave the right answer. Even if you have your own personal well, you're still taking water from the same place, from the aquifer that the municipal, my department where we draw water out of the aquifer with big wells and deliver it to our customers. Everyone within their own private well, such as myself and Theresa, we also are taking out of the aquifer. Therefore, every household in Hernando County, including the city of Brooksville, and including people with personal wells, are on these watering restrictions. So if I had a functioning irrigation system, which I don't, but if I watered, my day, because my address ends in 1, would be on Mondays. And that is before 8 a.m. or after 6 p.m. Theresa, can you tell me an extremely important word I just said there? It's a really small word, but it's really important. Before 8 or
yes.
or after 6
Yes,
p.m.
so it doesn't evaporate.
Right. But a lot of people try to change that or to an and. So it's not both times. You have to choose one, and Florida Friendly Landscaping would suggest that you do it as close to that 8 a.m. time frame as possible, so that you are not having water sit all night on your lawn and contributing to fungal issues. Let's see what else we have. Oh, and we're going to discuss some questions that came through Dr. Lester's email in a minute. But for those of you, if you don't have the Florida Friendly Landscaping Guide to Plant Selection, that's the plant book, as we call it. You don't have a physical one in your possession. Teresa's going to display one at the moment. We've got bunches of them at my office and at Teresa's office, but unfortunately they're unavailable at the moment because we're not allowed to see people. So, but it's available online, which can be a little annoying because I know you don't want to print the whole thing off. But a really cool thing I have found is I've downloaded it via a PDF to my phone. So then I can pull it up on my phone at the nursery and just kind of look through a page at a time for what I'm looking for. So that might not be the perfect answer. Here, I have one, Theresa. Here is what it looks like. But you could Google Florida Friendly Landscaping Plant Guide or Guide to Plant Selection. Make sure you put UF after that. So you get this fantastic book here. You'll get it in a virtual form. It's better than nothing right now. And this is a Bible for people, you know, who might not be familiar. I heard so many stories of I wasted so much money until I got a hold of this book and then only bought the plants that this book told me to buy. And it's a great foundation that way to start on. You do want to be careful. Not every plant in here is for you. You still got to suit it to your conditions. And this is a statewide book. So people look through here and fall in love with the plants that only have an S on them, and that's for South Florida. So probably not going to do that well in our area. So make sure you have it with a C, and for our zone 9A, and to match your site conditions. And you should do pretty well starting with this book. Another way you can go Florida friendly is attend all these virtual classes. As we just showed you, we can keep you busy quite a while learning. And down below, I have different websites. What you can actually do is also just Google Florida friendly landscaping. Make sure that you put the letters UF or IFAS after that, because people are kind of taking advantage of the term Florida friendly to be able to just sell their own plants. And Florida Friendly Landscaping is an educational program from the University of Florida. It's not we don't sell you any plants at all. Now, some of the plants, maybe some of these people are selling you, possibly are Florida friendly, but they're not the source to find out for sure. Sometimes they're selling you not quite in Florida friendly plants. So the source is the University of Florida to be able to find that information. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get out of here. I'll do the stop share, and we will let Theresa show some of the emails that Bill got and kind of discuss those.
All right, let's share the screen. And this one Bill sent this third. Let me just go to the top.
Okay. This is somebody's lawn. Yeah.
This homeowner is complaining about not having an even lawn. So what are your suggestions for that? They weren't sure if it's the different grass or if it needs fertilizing or if it's watering issues.
Could be any or all of the above. It's really hard to be able to tell from a picture like that. What doctor, I mean, it could be uneven watering, but I don't see how, you know, the water heads would make those little circles like that and skip everywhere else. It could be a disease issue. And Theresa has, what you can do is message Theresa or email her. Can you give your email address, Theresa?
If you have any questions that I can forward to Dr. Lester, my email is tweglarz@ufl.edu, and I will post it in the chat.
And that also could be uneven fertilizing, like maybe big clumps of it fell where those circles are and not much of it fell, you know, in the lighter areas. Or it could be some type of disease, in which case then Theresa also has a list of private labs that can test it for disease, and also where UF can do that for you as well. So it's not a very good answer, but the answer is lawn issues like that are not easily answered without doing a lot more research. Now, if it was the other way around and really dark and just light circles, I would say they have a puppy or some kind of dog that goes there, but this is kind of the opposite problem. So this one requires a little bit more research. I will let you know, I can't tell from the picture, really needs to be mowed at 3.5 to 4 inches high for the overall health of the lawn. And you do only want to be delivering 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of water to your lawn, no more than that. And notice I didn't say keep your sprinklers on an hour each or 20 minutes each, because there's no way to know that. What you can do is get some cans, some like tuna cans, and measure your 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch with a Sharpie inside. Place them randomly around your zone and turn that zone on and see how long it takes for those cans to fill up to that mark that you made. If that took 30 minutes, then you write down zone 2 took 30 minutes. That is one very unscientific but useful way to make sure you're delivering the correct amount of water as well. But this week, if you got the same amount of rain as I did, then turn that irrigation system off. Okay, we have another question, Theresa.
This is a homeowner that had a rubber tree and they had cut it out, and now they were hoping it would come back. It has not come back. Ideas for how to get it out. Besides
Okay, and what else to put there? Is that,
yeah,
I believe he said it was a shady corner
it's a shady
there.
area here in the
Yeah.
corner. It's under an oak tree.
Yeah. I don't know if rubber trees are shade type of trees anyway. I'm not sure that they're even good for this area. They should have maybe been a little further south. You'd have to look that up in the Florida Friendly Plant Guide. Regardless, the rubber tree didn't make it. So, I mean, it's hard to see the whole picture here, but he needs to finish taking it all the way out and then putting something else. He says that's a shady corner there in that fenced area. So, depends if you want something, you know, with height, like the rubber tree had, perhaps, but you can use this book to look and see it, you know, for shade-loving plants. But oak leaf hydrangea would be one that's going to go shrub height and not mind the shade. Various hollies, any kind of holly should do pretty well there. The tree grew to be over 9 feet tall and lived for 10 years. Okay. Maybe that's the length of time that we're going to get out of a rubber tree here in Hernando County. But I would suggest, like I said, the oak leaf holly-like shade, oak leaf hydrangea. Also, most type of hollies will probably look pretty good there. If you want something more low growing in that shaded area, caladium bulbs would do great. They love being under oak trees. Impatiens, you know. Also, you might want to think of an azalea. They like the shade in the oak trees as well. That's about all we have with that. Can you see the chat, Theresa, down there? I think we have 3 questions in there.
Okay, Ashley has posted the PDF version for the Florida Friendly Plant Selection Guide for everyone.
Thank you, Ashley.
Nikki said that the tree grew to be over 9 feet tall and lived for 10 years. Can you scroll down so we can see more of the photo? Okay. I thought I did that, but I can go back to that if you like.
Yeah, we only really saw the top of the fence. There we go. That's where the rubber tree was. Where the rubber hits the road there. Scroll up just a little bit too.
Yeah, and they're saying it likes full sun to partial shade.
Okay. Is it for a zone 9A?
And I'm on the UF site, but
I just haven't seen rubber trees growing around here very much.
zone 10B through 11.
See, there we go. That's what I thought.
Wrong place.
So the fact that it lived as long as it did was because it was in a microclimate. But it's really made to be more of a tropical plant. And believe it or not, we are not in the tropics. We're called subtropical. And so we can get away with tropical plants for a while, but they'll succumb to a freeze or some other issues that just doesn't work in our zone. Okay, what else do we have, Theresa?
That's it. Those were the 2 questions that we had from Dr. Lester that were emailed.
Okay, on chat, what do we have?
And we're on chat, and we don't have any questions yet. So if anyone has any
Well,
questions.
yeah, I see them. We do have one.
Okay.
From Edwina. Says she'd like to plant a
there we
Norfolk
go.
pine and a powder puff plant that are in containers in her landscape. What conditions and space do they require? What time of year is best to transplant them? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by the powder puff plant, so it's kind of hard to answer that. If it's a ground cover we also call sunshine mimosa with little pink pom-poms, now is a good time to plant just about anything. There's no reason not to plant anything right now. I would discourage a Norfolk pine simply because one of two things are going to happen. They also, again, don't do well in our 9A zone. Possibly they'll do okay in 9B. But if they do okay, they're going to get to be 100 feet tall, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not kidding. They get extraordinarily tall and big, and they're weak. So those two combinations don't bode well in storm situations. I've seen them go here and there. You can see some in driving down Spring Hill Drive. You know, of course, microclimates, some do well for a number of years, or somebody got it for Christmas and then they planted it outside, and it might do well for a good decade or so, but then it might get so huge that it's very difficult to handle after that. I love them. I think they're ultra cute, especially at Christmas time and with the bows all over them and everything. But the best thing I can think of to tell you to do is keep it as a porch plant until it outgrows your porch and your pot, and then maybe find someone in South Florida who wants to take it or dispose of it at that point. It's not something that I would recommend for the landscape. Okay. Can you see any more of the chats, Theresa?
Yeah, I just want to go, and the powder puff plant, they're saying it's hardy through 9B through zone 11. And I can send her the link to this so she can read through on the spacing and the height that'll get.
Okay.
So I can share that with you. All right, I'll email her. Go ahead.
Okay. What else do we
Next
have?
one. I'm in 10. Susan says she's in 10A. She has a rubber tree. I only keep about 3 feet high. I keep it because my brother gave it to my mother and she died. It's sentimental. It's in partial shade. And then it says full sun and partial shade. They'll do well.
Yes. And 10A, yeah, that's different than here in Hernando County. Yes.
Susan also has the Norfolk pine as well. It's 25 years old. Look how beautiful that is.
Yes.
Nice.
Again, yeah, we have people from all over watching this, so I'm giving Hernando County answers to people from different areas in Florida. They wouldn't, I mean, there are some, there's always an exception. It's just not an overall recommendation I would make for a Hernando County yard. Okay, do we have any other? Can you see any other chats going on? Is that all we have? If you
Yes,
have.
I did see it, Nikki.
Yes, it's beautiful. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure we didn't miss any. Okay, and is there a way that you can show that PDF that Ashley showed?
Yeah, let me go back up. Do you see it?
Not at the moment, but
It's coming up now.
okay.
It's loading.
Oh, well, it might take a while. There was the PDF for the plant selection guide, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So as I said, if you, okay, oh, look at that, yes.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you, all you have to do is really Google or Bing Florida Friendly Plant Selection Guide. Oh, that's the powder puff plant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know really anything about that. So
Edwina, I'm going to send you the link for that from University of Florida.
okay. Do we know, are you in, is she in Hernando County? Or is she further south? Well, we'll find out, but Theresa can send you that link. Oh, in Haines City. Yeah, okay, so she's a little further south. So you're stretching my knowledge of information because believe it or not, Central and South Florida are like two different planets almost. We have a lot of people who move here from up north, obviously, and they have to relearn everything they ever knew. But I have probably almost as many people coming to Hernando County from South Florida too. Either they're originally from South Florida or they moved to South Florida from up north 30 years ago and are now coming to Central Florida, and they are finding out it's a completely different world even from South Florida as well. Okay, is that all the questions that we have? If it is, we might let everybody go from our plant clinic now. We've been talking for almost 40 minutes. So there aren't any other questions. What you can do is email Theresa. Can you give your email one more time, Theresa?
I'm typing it now. Here we go.
Okay,
And that just came up in the chat.
there you go. Came up in the
And
chat.
And we'll
If
be
you
happy to
can't see
share
it or
those
don't know where to
questions with
find the chat, it is TWEGLARZ@UFL.edu. You can also email that man who abandoned us, Dr. Lester, at WLester, WLESTER, @UFL.edu. Teresa's busy typing. I bet you she's typing that email address to show you. And if you wanted to talk to me, I'll certainly be glad to talk to you as well. Theresa, can you type my email? Mine's a little bit more difficult. Lilly, LILLYB, at Hernando County, all spelled out, .US, as in United States. And I will be glad to also help you with your questions. If I don't know the answers, I know a lot of people who do. I know Dr. Lester. I know Bernie, who's watching this program right now. And it's really sad that we can't have our in-person plant clinics because he's really good. He's there Thursdays all day long and he helps a lot of people. So we're looking forward to being able to get back to that at some point. But in the meantime, you can email one of those 3 addresses and you're sure to get the answer that way.
Bernie, I just unmuted him.
Bernie, are you there or are you Sue?
What? Send it, yes.
Yay.
Yay, there's Bernie. Do you have anything you'd like to add that is normal for this time of year?
Well, the big thing is, like that yard with the yellow spots, you need to attack that really quick. If it's take all and you don't treat it, it'll get really severe. And if you treat it now, you can have a beautiful lawn by midsummer.
Okay, can you explain what take-all is for those who may not know?
Take-all is a fungal infection that occurs in St. Augustine lawns. Probably the number one killer of lawns, and it's reached a point where it's so prevalent here. You need to have a treatment program, even if you don't have the problem, because if you have St. Augustine, you will have the problem, and if it's not taken care of, you will lose the lawn. So my recommendation is download the university's paper on take-all root rot, buy the correct chemical, treat it twice a year. If you don't have any problems, treat it to get rid of it. If you do have a problem, and once you know that there's something going on in the lawn, find an expert and don't take your neighbor's advice.
Yes. And that is specifically for floor tan lawns. If you have a Bahia grass lawn, they they might get take all root rot, but they don't suffer from it. They kind of fight it off. So if you have a St. Augustine lawn, which so many people do, and I think what Bernie is telling you is if you start to notice problems like that uneven mosaic looking colored lawn, go ahead and start treating it for take all root rot. That's just like it sounds, TAKEALL, take all root rot. You can look up that publication from the University of Florida.
I just
Here it
posted
is.
it on the link.
Yeah, there you go. And it will give you the names of fungicides that you need to start treating with, and follow the directions and their advice, the times of year. Just remember, fungicides prevent, they don't cure. So your spots might get a little bigger before it starts, taking effect. And what you're trying to do is stop it from spreading any further. And it is a fungus that's in the soil, and it does, if you let it go, it will destroy your lawn. And then if you live in a community that will not tolerate that, you have to get a new lawn, and the same disease will attack the same type of lawn again. So you're in a vicious circle. So if you have to keep a Floratam lawn, it is best, so it seems, that to stay on that maintenance program and start with the fungicides now that the publication tells you about. And then when we start seeing each other again, come in and talk to Bernie and get some further advice, or talk to Dr. Lester as well. Thank you, Bernie.
You're welcome.
Yes, it's good to hear your voice. Okay, did we have any other questions or for anybody? If
Here's
not,
one, Pasco County, any recommendations for treating spider mites? I've been trying neem, soap water, but getting harder to do with sunny or hotter weather. Still seeing new holes and webbing evidence in my succulents and bougainvillea.
Bernie, you want to take that one? Spider mites?
Well, I can't use my computer to look up a recommendation. This would be a good time to do the treatment. And there are a couple of not really serious chemicals, but spider mites are going to be a problem right now on arborvitae and a handful of other plants. And if you treat them now, and there again, look up spider mites UF, and the recommendation is there for the specific chemical for the specific plant.
But you would need a miticide.
That's correct.
Yes, an insecticide is not going to work on mites.
No, mites are in the spider family.
Mhm. Now, would neem work?
It's not very effective.
Okay.
But, it actually does some good, but it's not real effective. There's these guys are not as easy to kill as a fly or an ant. So the university recommendation is the place to go.
Okay. If you email Theresa, she can send you the link if you can't find it on your own as well, to deal with spider mites.
I just posted the link on garden pests, vegetable garden pests, below the EDIS document, and I will also post the one on the mites.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions? If not, we might break our virtual garden or our plant clinic for today. We're going to be back, or at least Dr. Lester is going to be back every Thursday for the duration. Maybe he'll make this a regular thing, even when we all get back together. We don't know. I think we're going to come back to a little bit of a different world. We're going to combine actually seeing each other with more of these virtual opportunities for, working people or people who can't make it out of the house as much. You have anything else you'd like to add, Bernie or Theresa?
No, that's it. Stay safe, everyone.
Yeah, please do.
Great
Bernie?
program. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. See, we can just call him in at the last second and he still knows what he's doing.
He could
All
be
right,
both.
well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Please stay safe, stay healthy, keep up with us because we're going to just blast you with learning opportunities. You shouldn't be bored. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.